Alright guys, let's pick up where we left off. And the last one we got the engine running right for a long period of time. It would die after about 10 minutes. That seems to be fixed. Let's get the tires done. Hey, I never broke one of these down before. There's always a first time for everything. It's got a stamp on the inside of the wheel saying danger. Should I be reading that right now? I think it's probably saying the type of tire to use, which is what I got. It has, looks like self-locking on this side and lugs on that side. Let's give her Think they'll stay there? Think they'll push out? Nope. How do you think that rim's gonna? You can't get too much easier than that. It's got a tad bit of rust though. You might have to deal with. That was pretty damn easy. One thing that's missing that the new ones came with, I think they came with a liner that's supposed to sit right on the tube right here. Oh, it's there. That looked like it was the tube to me. I'll show you. That looked like the tube. It's got a liner in front of it. I guess to keep it from getting pinched in the crack of the halves of the rim there, you know. Now this one's got a hole in it somewhere. We got new ones anyway. Yeah, I think the side of the stem tore into it. Anybody need some spare tires? Should I put one on the back of it like a spare tire for a car? What do you want to do with those? I would say we probably should throw them in a sandblaster, or at least a little bit. Maybe throw some Rust-Oleum on it. This is the one that we filled up in the first video with air and water was shooting out, so that explains that. So I hit them quick with the sandblast. I didn't take it all off, just the rust was. But here's the dilemma. Do we paint them and slow down our process? Or do we just throw some paint on the inside, hit it with a heat gun, and move forward? What do you want to do? I don't want to do that. Well, if your paint selection is anything like mine, it's like 10 years old. And the cans that you saved, most of the time you go to use, they go about maybe a half come back. The rest sputter. We have a lot of one color. Go red. So the battle plan is going to be, because I got a full can of white, is shoot the whole things with that, and on the last coat I have some antique white that will just chew on the outside face, which is actually this one. Got the valve stem in it? Yeah, the one with the valve stem faces out, so we'll just give that one the correct outside color, because it's what I got, that's why. Alright, and this is the one that's going to show. Hopefully color comes out of this. This is almond. Yeah, this is more like the original. Actually, we could probably just do both outsides. The can feels pretty full. I just don't feel like I have enough to paint 4 rims all the way through. And the first one I put on is a paint and primer. Where this one I think is just a, yeah, straight up appliance. Painting your appliance. Get the little edges that show. And I'll start taking the back wheel off. We probably let these sit up while we get the back wheel ready to rock and roll. What do you think? And the little back wheel is apart, and it's about the same condition. So rinse and repeat. Do it again. See if we can get stuff together. We're going to fluff up the tube a little. Call it like that for a minute. Might have been a little too much. I probably should have shoved it in there and then filled it up. But I thought it was going to fight me. So we'll take the valve stem right out. I wonder if that bolt, that nut, the nut's loose. I wonder if that's supposed to get bolted to the rim. I'm going to go take that, see if it doesn't pull through the hole where the stem is. Yeah, it just pulls right through. So that is not going to do anything for us. Now let's try it. Yeah, it's wiggling. These tires don't flex much, I can tell you that. They are 12 ply? I think so. Alright. Now we got to get that liner in there. Let's put a little, we'll leave the stem out, but we'll fluff a little air in it. We'll let it go back out. Whoa! It's throwing crap everywhere. Alright, so now we got to get this. You think the nut holds the liner to the stem? Gotta go look on the old tire. No, I don't think so. Got it in there. Let's fluff it one more time. Tuck in anything that needs tucking. I think I did that. One section right there was hanging. You think the chances are that we could drop that rim right over there. Hopefully it's dry. We need to warm up the stem, which is going to be you. Index it here. You think get the other half? Well, we gotta get the tape off of that too. Hold on. We're going. Probably just messed up the paint real good. You get the ID. And the second half. I want the wheels on my car to be like this. We need the larger stuff. 100 psi. Boom! My tire pressure gauge one goes up to 80. Uh-oh. Gotta let the ass end down. Think we're gonna make it? Yeah, so close. So close, so close. Alright, give her a kick. Oh, so sexy. You like the two-tone? Three-tone, including the brown lug nuts? It looks pretty snazzy, I think. And number 2. Put her down. Gently. Well, that sits a little better than it did before. Put the valve cap on that one. Alright, one side down, one side to go. Hydraulics are holding too. I pitched it back, so that they were all the way in a retracted position. If I fire it up later, I'll see if it sucks itself back, whether it's leaking down or not. Must have a lot more tread on the new ones, because now it's kicked over that way. And we're getting dark, but I like them. I'm excited over a set of tires on a forklift. I'm surprised the price of them too. I would have thought it would have been much more expensive. I'm not complaining, but you know, you'd think that something with a really heavy ply tire would be a really pricey item, like 500 bucks a piece would be my thought. But that is it for tonight. I'm calling it. It wasn't a bad job. It wasn't for doing the rust, the sandblasting and painting, you know, literally probably 10 minutes a tire. Alright, it's been a while. Let's cold start it. I'll give it again. Let me reach in there, hit that pedal. Nice. And let's tilt it back. Yeah, it was all the way back. But how if I put the camera on it, it did not tilt back at all. Nice. All right, guys, it's a new day. All the tires seem to have held up. And that is still in its correct position of leaning backwards. It hasn't done the creep. A couple things we still need to address: plug wires, which is not that big of a deal, brakes, which is a big deal, and the seat. So I think maybe we should try getting into the brakes. We'll put some brake fluid in it. Again, I don't even know if there's any brake fluid in it. Let's get into the brakes. How's that? So, brake pedal goes right to the floor. Got a brake reservoir over here. The fluid is looking a little on the rusty side. Can we pop that right out of there maybe? A salt and pepper shaker, doesn't it? Oh yeah, that ain't looking good. Looking kind of cruddy. I wonder if water got in there. Got the breather hole. Might have. Yeah, it's looking kind of. I'm gonna take that right off of there and flush it, and we'll put some brake fluid in it. Actually, I think we might even be able to get this floor pan right out of here. Yeah, that's a little cruddy, huh? A little better. Let's see if we get some fluid in there. Just see if we get any kind of pedal to pump up. I would think it only has front brakes. Probably coming right out the other side. to shake the crap out of you guys. I can see the camera jumping. So we're gonna go for a handheld. Gave me one little blip for a second there. Right at the last half inch. There they go. It's holding. What happens if you let it set for a second? That's when it's going to go back to the floor, maybe. No, not bad. Let's see if we see a puddle anywhere. There's bleeders right back here. We can fire it up and tilt forward. See the brake line right there? I'm actually gonna might leave it alone until it's off the. As long as it's got brakes, not like it's a car. It's only a 6,000 pound machine with it's only 9,000 pounds with what's on the front of it trying to stop before you crash into something. We're good. It's cold start it. Now, it's supposed to, as far as what I understand, when you hit the brake, it's supposed to go in neutral. I'm gonna pop it in gear. Yeah. It should be almost like neutral. It uses the brake as a, we're still changing in the back. Can I roll backwards? Yeah. I don't want to go too far though, because we're on the front of my truck, not the back. Yeah, it's like neutral. And you let up. Okay, so all that's working. Nice. We have brakes. That was too easy. All that stuff should get purged out of there because you know it's got a bunch of crud down by the brake drums. What do I do? You brake it. I think it's time to make some room. Put it back down on the ground, huh? So we're gonna need room for the ramps and the machine, so we should probably give her a decent little space to do what we need it to do. So I gotta get in there with jacks too. Well, I don't think we're gonna use that banana again. Again, it was all rotted and the center section was rotted. I did some patches on it. It was good for cars, but not when you have something that has 4,000 pounds on one axle. Flip it over, drive over it again. Instead, we have these. My only concern is the shoulder here, where they're going to be able to clear that underneath it. Yeah, so that's the lip, probably about 2 inches. And I'd say we got about a good 3 anyway underneath the lift. Let's give her. ground is really going to suck. It is on the ground. Do we leave a little puddle? Is that brake fluid? Taste it. I think so. Bet you that hose is probably rotted out going to the master cylinder too. Now we can send it up. Want to do some tree trimming for me? I don't know if I'd stand underneath that with crappy lines, but that's a ways up there. We'll put Brian on a pallet and he could trim some trees for me. We gotta go pick something up with it, right? Let's go pick the trailer up. There's a crossbar in there. I'm gonna turn the idle down maybe even a little bit more. Let's straighten out. My shuttle shift is way over to one side too. Nope, wrong one. There we go. That in about the middle. Power steering seemed to work fine. Now it's settled. That'll make changing tires pretty easy, huh? I was caught on the one wheel there. I put wheels on the bottom of it, so if you're pulling out of someplace, you don't drag the trailer, the wheels will hit first. Going all the way up, I'll flip it over on the truck. Oh boy. Toys. Right, let's set it back down. I want to put a pan underneath it. It's leaking brake fluid on my driveway. My new driveway. Get a battery for it, fix up the other components. I don't want to run it fast because I don't want to drop that on the grass. The next is checking out how the transmission is, you know. Nice. And went to the local junkyard, grabbed ourselves a $20 battery, get that up in there. Lifetime warranty. You just got to keep the receipt, keep giving you new ones as long as you want. Battery's in. The mice got to the bottom of the insulation. I don't know if this is the greatest idea or not, but I want to put a little bit of tape on there to just kind of hold it together, but I don't know how it's going to hold up to being by the manifold, you know what I mean? The heat coming up. If you get old duct tape, actually any tape really, and it doesn't want to come off the roll or rips in little pieces, throw it in the microwave for a minute. It loosens the glue up, it becomes usable again. I once grabbed the whole stash out of a free pile. Well, that's all it needed. Anything a little more? Or one more? I already did some on the other side too. It actually makes the glue even better when you pop it in the microwave. Makes it more, you know, more tacky. Yeah, I'm gonna catch a couple more pieces in there. There's the battery all set up. I put a bungee on it and it'll put 2 bolts in each side. And then just took the hooks off a bungee and put that around it. It's holding it down pretty good. And next on the list, I think, would be to get rid of that ratty seat and see how well that one goes on there. Better off dropping that down. Give that a cleaning and see how the bolt pattern the other seat lines up. Watch your eyes. That's the seat flipped over. We can get rid of these. They threaded off. And there was a couple of metal support strips. Let's see if they are close to that. Oh, this is going to be too easy. Good. There's a couple of sets of holes on the pan, but the original ones are going to line up just fine. I was expecting to start having to do some drilling. Let's get that on there. You know they're going to fall off when I flip it over. Oh, come on now. That one's bent a little, so we should be able to... There we go. Shipping from China. Took a hit. Let's see if we can get that. And that. See if that thing will come off of there. Too bad Brian got a haircut. He used that for his hairnet. Jiffy Pop. Alright, so you get the back side on there. How many washers have we got? Put them all on the inside. It's all tightened up. Should I go voila? Handles on the other side. That is a nice improvement over what was just there, huh? I must say, it's the first seat on a fork truck I've seen that has lumbar support. That's kind of weird, huh? It's got the little pouch in the back to put the operator instructions in, which are right there, as soon as we figure out how to open this thing. All the blue points and fluids, I think. Yeah. I do have the owner's manual too, though. Yep. Manual went right in there. Out of harm's way. I do have a plastic roof that goes over the top of it. Came with it. We got to clean that up and tie wrap it or whatever to the top, just to keep the crap from going on it and turning this seat into what the other one did. Alright, I know I got more to do, but I want to take it for a spin up and down the driveway with my new snazzy seat. And I did turn the idle down a little bit. Probably turn the e-brake off too. Run that up. You think your driveway's smooth, but when you go fast with something with no suspension, it'll let you know. Seems like the trans is fine. Nice. Right. Temp gauge is coming up. Actually, maybe we could look into that. The brake fluid leak, I'd like to not be marking its territory. And the next is plug wires, I think. So I flipped that floor pan up. I was thinking it was going to be the line leaking right here, but it's not. It's actually leaking out of the back of the master cylinder right there. So it's going to need a master. As long as you keep fluid in it, she'll do what she's supposed to do. You see it dripping right down there on the return line. Looks like a wire is off with the oil sump. I got knocked off. See what I'm talking about? Well, that's off. I'm gonna go hit the air gun and see if I can blow some of the crap out of in there. What I got now is just a universal set of wires. They're already set up on one end and the other end is bare. Cut them back to what they need. So I'm going to change one at a time. Put a boot on the end of it. Put it on the distributor. We're going to work with number one. I'll work my way over. So that is going to be that one. We'll call it right about there. That. And yes, I guess you can use butt connectors for plug wires in an emergency. Let's see if we can get that boot pulled. The wire pulled through the boot first before we put the end on it. That should be enough. Give it a little bit more. We're going to cut the last half inch of that back anyway, so I'm not worried about tearing it up. Just trying to get it through. A little spray probably would have helped. We'll get her. Silicone maybe. There we go. Let's go trim off about not that much. We'll go for it. And then we're supposed to be able to take this part of it and fold it back over and then just crimp the top. I'm sure there's supposed to be some kind of crimping tool. The crimping tool I am going to use is that. Hope that was the right direction. Well, that should be able to go into the rotor. Yep, the rotor. Into the cap. I get to do that 5 more times. I realized I could run it in all the way. I don't have to stop just on that back section. I was thinking, you know, the tip of the spark plug going in the hole. But nope, it's supposed to go all that way. Yeah, that's more like it. And it even came with one extra because it knew I was going to screw one up. That's a little neater. Let's go fire it up and watch it not run. Oh, like a kid does. I could just hear that chain screaming. Can't you? I think a tad bit of that's going to need to go on there a few times. Yeah. And last but not least is the plastic roof. I'm gonna go clean that up a little bit before I put it up there, because you know it'll never get cleaned again. Hey, which way do you think it goes? Bevel hanging off the front or the back? I'm gonna guess the front, but we're gonna find out. I always say it doesn't fit front or back. That's all the way back. I think we're gonna go with it right there. It'd be better if it was flat. I don't know if we could maybe try heating it up and jumping on it, but I'm gonna leave well enough alone. Probably find something better. Yeah, I ended up sliding it back a little further because sometimes your view gets blocked. You know, when you're trying to see what you're putting something up high, you're trying to look through this area. So I brought it back as far as I could. Only downfall of that is where the water is going to drip. It's going to drip right on, you know, like the key controls and stuff. Actually, you could probably take the bag that we got from the seat. We'll throw it over that when it's parked. That may be on there for 2 weeks. It may be on for the rest of its life. All depends on what I find in the near future. So that is a definite improvement from where it was sitting behind the building where I found it. So, guys, I've used up all the parts I have. We still got a little bit more to do, but it is operating and functioning and can pick stuff up. So with that, we're gonna go sign off. I want to thank you all for hanging out with me and working on yeah, kind of rusty junk, but not junk anymore. Till the next one, later. One thing I forgot, one fork truck that should never be without is a necker knob. When you're on the course. You get an unfair advantage. Tighten that up. Now it's done. One last ride. Gotta try out the new suicide knob, right? Right through the garage. Alright, you want to go over it? What we got is a 92 Yale forklift, 3,000 pound capacity, triple mast. It is 3,000 up to the second to the third stage. When the third stage starts to kick in from second to third, it goes down to 2,000 pounds. 42-inch forks, pneumatic tires, side shift, you know, automatic. It's a fairly desirable machine. It's not on the larger capacity, but it's also transportable by car trailer. So it's the other nice part of it. It comes in at 6,300 pounds total, so it's doable. All right, what do we pay? We paid $500 for the machine. The tank was $180 filled. Plug wires, 21 bucks. Ignition switch, another 21 bucks. The distributor pickup, I believe that was the main culprit of what this thing died for originally, 106 bucks. The seat was 89. Tires for the rear, 230 for everything tires, you know, the tubes and liners. Front, same thing, 110 for the pair of the front ones. Paint was 5 bucks. We're in it for $12.62 right now. It is going to need a master cylinder. I'm guessing about 50 bucks for that. I don't think they're terribly expensive. They're just a single circuit master cylinder. Very simple. It's going to need hydraulic lines. I'm going to say roughly probably 200 bucks for that. And so we're in them for 250. Add that all together, we're in for not 15, 12, $1,512 is what the total is. So for that, I looked around for forklifts, and I started out with, like, you know, $1,500 to $3,000. I was looking at it, and there's a lot of crap. Then I went from $3,000 to $4,500. Even at that price point, only thing I could find was junk. And the stuff I was finding, you know, one I went and looked at, I ran the line. I asked if I can go fire it up. He was on the phone. I fire it up, and mosquito in here, die. I go out, fire it up. Sounded okay. It was kind of fluttering a little bit, and I ran the mast up, went to first stage, hit the second stage. When I went to go from second to third stage, I blew a hydraulic line, and everything came right back down again, leaving about 5 gallons of oil in the parking lot. And so I didn't buy that one. First impressions. So even at like 4,500 bucks, I just couldn't find anything. This machine now, I want to say it's a good $4,500 machine. It's low hours. It does have only 1,100 hours on it. I know the history behind it, the past 2 owners, and it wasn't really used in a business. They're used commercial, but they weren't. You know, one was a furniture place, and another one was just for moving some tooling around. That's all it got used for. So, and at say 4,500, this machine is. This is also the ones I looked at for 4,500. They didn't have new tires. They had ratty tires. The seat was tore up. They didn't have new hydraulic lines on it, and it did still have issues with no brakes, or brakes that were softer. The emergency brake didn't work, or you popped it in gear and the transmission was slipping really bad. So I'm happy at 1,500 bucks and some of my labor. I got a really nice machine that I think is going to serve me very well. So I'm very happy with how that turned out. And I was glad I was able to get a nice quality one that's, you know, up in the 90s. Some of the stuff I was looking at was 70s and 60s, and they were still asking good money for them. So in my area, that's what they're selling for. Maybe by you might get a little bit better deal, but this is definitely going to make my life a lot easier as far as picking stuff and putting them down without trying to do it physically. With that, guys, thanks. I will see you on the next one. Later.